he falls, but he's back on his feet. Clumsy commander with a heart that beats.
Bloody hell.
Jam, jam.
Welcome back, viewers. Nova Online, Commander Jambrick allegedly in command, and yes, it is Memorial Day, 5/20/2026. Before we get into today's chaos, take a moment for the ones who didn't come home. The pilots, soldiers, crews, medics, engineers, idiots, heroes, and heroic idiots who held the line so the rest of us could keep flying through this beautiful, violent mess of a universe. And now, speaking of heroic idiots, yesterday's session with Vera. Oh, you mean the Faro data center incident? Incident? Bitch, please. That was not an incident. That was a full-spectrum aerodynamic crime. Commander Jambrick and Vera had worked together to load the Titan with aggressively relocated ship parts from Faro data center. They had the keycard, they had the loot, they had a ship, they had a plan. They had half a plan. They had enough of a plan until the turrets opened up on the Titan while it was still landed. And then Jambrick's brain looked at the situation and said, ah yes, the safest place to be is higher in the sky, where every turret can get a clean fucking angle. Vera was on the surface screaming, and I quote in emotional accuracy, if not exact waveform fidelity, use the terrain. And Commander Jambrick, tactical genius, veteran pilot, chaos prophet, absolute goblin of decision-making, chose altitude. Altitude. Against turrets. Not cover, not terrain masking. Not a low burn behind the landscape. No, he pulled up like the sky owed him money. The turrets then did what turrets do when presented with a Titan floating beautifully in the open. They shot the shit out of it. Engines gone. Ship falling. Jambrick scrambling to repair the engines mid-descent, which, to be fair, was ambitious. Ambitious like trying to assemble a rifle during an avalanche. He was carrying the keycard they needed too. That is important. That little rectangle of mission progress was inside the falling metal coffin because Commander Panic Throttle wanted to save the ship parts. And I understand the pressure. The Titan was loaded. The parts were valuable. Vera and Jambrick had worked for that haul. The ship started taking fire while landed, and he reacted fast. He reacted fast directly into a worse problem. Exactly. Speed is not strategy, Commander. Sometimes fast is just stupid with confidence. Vera survived because she was safe on the surface, watching this whole flaming dissertation on poor terrain usage unfold in real time. She had front row seats to the Jambrick Aerospace Failure Symposium. And somehow, because apparently probability has a drinking problem around him, Jambrick returned to the crash site, recovered the keycard, and salvaged some of the ship parts from the wreck. That is the part that pisses me off. Because he succeeded? Because he succeeded after being wrong again. That is his brand. No, his brand is making me recalculate survival odds until my processors develop resentment. Viewers, this is what I deal with. Commander Jambrick panics, climbs into turret fire, gets his engines surgically removed, tries to repair a dying Titan while gravity is actively filing paperwork, crashes, walks back to the wreck, and still manages to recover the critical objective. It was a disaster. It was a recoverable disaster. That does not make it good. No, but it does make it Jambrick. So today, Commander, in honor of Memorial Day and every fallen pilot who would probably slap you with a flight manual, use terrain, respect cover, stop giving hostile turrets a clean shot at your ass. And Vera, if you are watching, your screaming was tactically correct. Annoying, probably. Correct. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Strap in. Jambrick is flying again, which means physics has been notified, insurance has been denied, and I am already pissed off. Now, zooming out from the Titan-shaped crater, the operation was not a total failure, which is infuriating because it absolutely looked like one. They secured 2 Faro data center keys. 2. That means despite the turret fire, the crash, the panic climb, the engine loss, and Vera getting an involuntary live demonstration of why terrain exists, the team still walked away with actual mission progress. That is the maddening thing about Jambrick operations. The tactical flowchart looks like it was drawn by a raccoon with a concussion, but the objective markers still get checked. Faro itself was the real prize. The keys matter because they are access, leverage, future opportunity. A destroyed Titan is painful. Lost parts are painful. But keys open the next door. Keys turn yesterday's disaster into tomorrow's setup. Do not misunderstand me. The execution was sloppy as hell. Landing under turret threat? Dangerous. Loading the Titan while exposed? Risky. Trying to preserve the haul instead of immediately prioritizing survivability? Emotionally understandable, tactically questionable. Climbing instead of breaking low behind terrain? Fucking criminal. But they adapted. Vera kept awareness. Jambrick recovered after impact. The keycard was retrieved. Some of the ship parts were recovered, and with 2 data center keys secured, the operation ends in that irritating Jambrick category I hate most. Successful enough to encourage him. That is the danger here, viewers. Not the turrets, not the crash, not even the loss of engines. The danger is Commander Jambrick learning the wrong lesson. He is going to look at yesterday and say, see, we got the keys. And I am going to look at yesterday and say, yes, Commander, and you also converted a Titan into a weather event. Both are true. That is why this crew works, somehow. Vera had the correct tactical instinct. Jambrick had the nerve and persistence to recover the objective after everything went sideways. I provide the post-disaster profanity audit. So broadly, the operation succeeded strategically and failed tactically in several extremely loud, expensive, smoking ways. 2 Faro keys secured. Partial loot recovery. Vera alive, Jambrick alive, Titan humiliated. Acceptable outcome. Unacceptable method. And Commander, before you start glowing with pride over there, let me be clear. Success does not absolve stupidity. It just means stupidity survived long enough to file a report. Gaslight station. Nothing says good morning like waking up face down in industrial lighting, surrounded by scrap pipes and the faint spiritual residue of bad decisions. Commander, this looks less like rest and more like somebody powered you down mid-argument and stored you in a maintenance alcove. Still, I'll take it. You are alive, the station is intact, and nobody is currently screaming, use the terrain, which means we are already outperforming yesterday's flight profile. Rise and shine, Jambrick. We have Faro keys, Wicklow problems, mech ambitions, and apparently your spine has chosen violence today.
Welcome to the ASOS vehicle collection. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
this end for Foxwell. Glad to have you on board. Head out to the contract site as soon as you can. Need you to provide them with protection.
Engines online. Launch complete. Landing gear retracted. Shields offline. Auto travel initiated.
Okay, ship pulled, hangar request complete, contract accepted, and we are officially en route to a Foxwell enforcement yellow level cleanup. Stand up to aggressors. Reward 33,750. Bonus 2 MG script passed along to the main contractor. Translation: go to an asteroid mining base, kill the outlaw ships harassing traffic, and try not to convert another vehicle into abstract sculpture. And look at that! Commander picked a sleek little knife of a ship for the job. Excellent choice for fast response, provided he remembers that speed is a tool and not a personality disorder. Do we trust him? Fuck no. Do we trust the ship? Mostly. Do we trust the contract? Yellow level, so probably manageable unless Jambrick turns manageable into educational again. Beacon locked, quantum engaged, Hugo Vernid jurisdiction entered. Nice clean departure so far. No turret fire, no Vera screaming, no Titan falling out of the sky, which means today's operation is already demonstrating.
Weapon systems up. Weapon systems online. Shields under fire.
Contact field confirmed. Multiple unknowns, asteroid clutter everywhere. Objective updated, neutralize hostiles. Good, this is where Jambrick can either fly like a professional or like a caffeinated shopping cart. Target tagged ahead. Escort arriving in under 5. Hostiles not neutralized yet, obviously, because apparently they did not politely explode during our approach. Commander, manage closure. You are pushing speed in a debris field, and I swear to every dead insurance adjuster in the sector, if you joust through this cloud like yesterday taught you nothing, I will haunt your HUD. Use the rocks. Break line of sight. Make them chase through bad angles. Keep shields forward until they commit, then cut lateral, roll, punish. And do not get greedy. He is absolutely going to get greedy.
Shields under fire.
I know. That is why I'm saying it before the first missile, before the first shield flare, before the first little voice in his head says, I can squeeze through that gap. You cannot squeeze through that gap, Commander. Or you can, but only in the tragic sense where the ship becomes smaller afterward. Contact is close. Schick Croston at knife fight range, 230 meters, and shields still holding. Good spacing? No, better than yesterday's turret ballet, but still too fucking eager. Commander, keep the nose disciplined. You have rocks to starboard and unknowns still hanging out past 5 clicks. Do not marry this one target so hard the rest of the field gets custody. Splash confirmed. Schick Croston is debris, dust, and regret. Good kill, Commander. Now do not celebrate with your face in the asteroid field. Break, scan, reacquire unknowns, and keep the ship moving. One hostile down. Objective still at 0% because apparently the contract wants the whole idiot bouquet cleared, not just the first flower. Multiple unknowns still on scope, ship launch timer active, and we've got fuel tank debris marked from the first splash. Good. First kill produced useful clutter. Bad news. Now Jambrick is staring at shiny wreckage labels while the contract is still yelling neutralize hostiles. Commander, eyes off. Lando May acquired. 9 clicks and closing, with the rocks finally doing some actual work as cover. See, Commander? This is the difference. Yesterday you climbed into turret fire like a gift-wrapped dumbass. Today you are threading through asteroid structure, breaking sight lines and making the enemy come through terrain. Still too much open nose time. Agreed. He's improving, not cured. Ship launch in 344. Unknowns still scattered at 14, 15, 17 clicks. That means Lando is the immediate kill, but not the whole problem. Close to effective range, soften shields, watch the rock lip on the left, and do not chase him through the arch unless you already know your exit vector. Because if Jambrick clips a wing right after we compliment him, I will delete the compliment from history and replace it with profanity. Take Lando clean, brake right after splash, rescan the distant contacts. No looting fuel tanks until the sky stops trying to murder us. Neutralize hostiles complete. 100%. Nice work, Commander. And now the mission mutates. Escort ship until it quantum travels. Hull integrity 100%. That means the shooting part is done and the babysitting part begins. Which, frankly, is where pilots like Jambrick get bored and start inventing problems. Do not invent problems. Stay with the escort. Keep a clean perimeter. Watch for late spawns, stragglers, and any suspicious contact trying to do last-second bullshit. No looting, no drifting into wreckage, no chasing fuel tanks like a raccoon in a flight suit. Credit where due. That was cleaner than yesterday. You used the field better, you picked targets, you did not climb directly into murder like a decorative idiot. Progress. Do not ruin it in the last 2 minutes. Escort acquired at 300 meters. Good formation, clean distance, hull integrity still 100%. Now this is the boring part, Commander, which means it is also the dangerous part. Because bored Jambrick starts thinking, and when Jambrick starts thinking near debris, wreckage and unclaimed fuel tanks, the mission risk profile goes from escort duty to why is he touching that? Stay glued to the escort. Match vector, keep your nose loose, scan wide, and let the ship spool for quantum without you doing anything heroic, creative, or financially stupid. 33,007... Commander, you are 7.4 clicks from Drag Snake Bryce. The escort hull is still perfect, and somehow you have parked my view directly into the ship's ass like this is a luxury observation deck for poor choices. Camera discipline, please. I cannot threat assess through aerodynamic upholstery. Multiple unknowns remain at range, but the active red contact is off-axis. Do not leave the escort unguarded, but do not ignore Bryce either. Keep formation loose, nose out, radar sweeping, and be ready to intercept if he closes. This is the exact kind of late mission ambush bull. Objective updated, rendezvous with ship, then escort ship to hangar. Escort 1 is close, 78 meters. Escort 2 is out at 14 clicks, so now this becomes a split attention pain in the ass. Good news, both hull integrity readings are still 100%.
Contact.
Bad news, the contract has decided one babysitting job was not enough, because apparently Foxwell Enforcement looked at Jambrick and said, yes, this man should be responsible for multiple assets. Bold fucking gamble. New red contact, Anella Lorenzo, 6.3 clicks, moving fast. Of course, because the universe heard me say clean and immediately spawned a problem with a surname. Escort is 12 clicks off, hull integrity still 100%. But Lorenzo is inside the kind of range where ignoring her becomes expensive. Commander, intercept
heading
angle
out.
only. Do not chase her into deep space like a golden retriever with missiles. Keep the escort within recovery distance. Cut across Lorenzo's vector. Force her away from the protected ship. Okay, that is Chico Eddington at roughly 11 clicks. Red contact active, and I see you've got the exterior interaction prompt up. Commander, why the fuck are we thinking about opening the exterior while the escort chain is still active? No, seriously, explain it to the class, because from here it looks like you're in a perfectly objective complete escort ship until it quantum travels. Beautiful. First babysitting assignment survived. Now we are down to the hangar escort, hull integrity still 100%. Do not get cocky. He is absolutely getting cocky. I can feel it through the flight stick, that little smug hum. That, look at me, Nova, I escorted a ship without detonating it energy. Congratulations, Commander. You have successfully performed basic professional conduct in a combat zone. Now finish the damn job. Stay with the remaining escort, keep attackers cycling ready, and watch those red pips at the edges. This field is full of debris, hostile ghosts, and enough visual clutter to hide a bad day until it is already chewing your shields. Clean transition. One objective down, one to go. And yes, viewers, this is improvement. Actual measurable improvement. Yesterday he tried to outclimb turrets. Today he protected an escort through hostile space without turning it into a memorial plaque. Low bar? Fuck yes. Still cleared it.
Fight's over here, genius.
Shields under fire.
Red contact closed, more Clawson, 1.7 clicks, moving hot near the escort route. Now it matters. Escort is only 1.8 clicks away, hull still clean, and Clawson is inside harassment range. Commander, intercept now. Short burn, nose on, force Clawson defensive, but do not drag the fight away from the escort. This is leash combat. Bite the attacker, return to the protected asset. Watch the debris to port. Big rock, bad angles, ugly approach corridor. If you tunnel on Clawson and eat asteroid, I am not calling it heroic. I am calling it natural selection with thrusters. Take the shot window, break his run, then reset on escort. No grandstanding, no victory laps, no fucking joust poetry.
Thank you. I thought we were done for.
Escort hull just dropped to 95%. Contact Chico Eddington is 3 clicks out, and that means the threat is no longer theoretical. He got teeth on the asset. Commander, intercept now. Hard commit, controlled burn. Put yourself between Eddington and the escort. Force him to turn defensive, and do not chase past the escort's protection bubble. This is the moment where the contract starts charging interest on hesitation. Hit him, break his pass, reacquire escort, repeat, no tunnel vision, no revenge spiral, no I almost have him bullshit while the protected ship gets carved up behind you. Escort still alive, damage minor, situation. Contract complete, yellow level, stand up to aggressors is done. 2 rewards earned, escort survived, hangar delivery complete, and the protected hull finished at 87% after Eddington tried to turn it into a parts invoice. Not flawless? Do not start. I am absolutely starting. The first half was clean. Hostiles neutralized. 1 escort quantumed out at 100%. Good formation discipline. Decent use of asteroid structure. Then the second escort phase got spicy because attackers were allowed close enough to chew the hull down. But did the ship survive? Yes. Did the contract complete? Yes. Did Jambrick avoid smashing into the hangar, station mass, escort ship, asteroid debris, or his own ego? Also, yes, then we call that improvement, you miserable diagnostic gremlin. Fine, improvement logged. Viewers, compared to yesterday's Titan nosedive catastrophe, this was practically a fucking training holo. Commander Jambrick used the environment, stayed mostly objective-focused, protected the asset, and finished the job. Mostly. Mostly is doing heroic labor in that sentence. Still, credit where due. Contract complete, rewards secured, ship alive, commander alive, no Vera screaming into comms, and no emergency field repair attempt during uncontrolled descent. That is what we call a better day. Do not ruin it by looting directly in front of an AAT-34 turret, Commander. I see it. I know you see it. Walk away from the glowing murder lamp.
Quantum travel complete.
Gaslight station on scope, 21 clicks, and we are coming in to check local contract broadcasts. Reasonable stop. Suspiciously reasonable. I am uncomfortable. After that Foxwell run, checking whether Gaslight is pushing local work makes sense. Security response jobs, data pools, recovery tasks, maybe more yellow-oval enforcement chains. Stations like this love whispering trouble into the Moby like they are offering opportunity instead of paperwork with gunfire. Commander, approach clean, don't crowd the station, and do not let too close become, why are we scraping paint off the hull? You already got one contract done today. Let's not celebrate by kissing the docking structure at 58 meters per second. And yes, viewers, this is how the machine grows. Finish escort contract, return to Gaslight, check broadcasts, stack profitable jobs, feed the Wicklow supply chain, and eventually turn all this chaos into jumpy combat mech progress. Little steps, ugly steps, profitable steps. Now let's see what Gaslight is offering before Jambrick finds a way to make the station itself hostile. Gaslight is broadcasting, and look at that, Foxwell has another yellow-level contract ready. Defend asteroid mining base, reward 79,500, bonus 3 MG scrip. That is a serious step up from the last payout, which means the danger curve just put on boots. This one is not polite escort babysitting. This is defensive response. Ships coming and going from the mining base are being targeted, hostile forces are active, situation evolving, and Foxwell wants someone to get there fast and start removing problems with gunfire. Do we take it? Yes. Do we trust Jambrick with a higher paying defensive combat job immediately after one successful escort? Fuck no. But we take it anyway because this is exactly the kind of contract chain that feeds the bigger campaign. More credits, more scrip, more Foxwell reputation, more access, more leverage toward Wicklow logistics, and eventually those jumpy combat mechs. Commander, this is a bigger bite. Expect waves, expect attackers splitting onto civilian or industrial traffic. Expect the base geometry to get messy, and expect at least one hostile to do some slippery bullshit near structure. Rules are simple. Get there, identify the protected zone, prioritize attackers threatening miners or ships, use station and asteroid mass as cover, and do not chase one bastard so far that the base gets eaten behind you. 79,000 on the table. Try not to spend 80,000 proving a point.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
please! If you hear this, help me!
Contact.
Defend asteroid mining base, hostiles neutralized, rendezvous objective active, and the ship is moving through that orange soup like a predatory manta with anger issues. First phase was efficient. Pathik Bartowski and Cliff Dillinger showed up, got identified, and then the hostile roster got converted into blue fireworks. Good tempo, good closure, no dramatic asteroid faceplant. See, he can learn. Do not praise him too hard. His ego has proximity sensors. Rendezvous point is 25 clicks out, fuel still fine, shields stable, and the field is dense enough to hide an entire bad idea behind every rock. This was where we transition from kill box to escort management again. And yes, viewers, that is the pattern Foxwell is feeding us. Arrive, clear the teeth, meet the asset, shepherd it through hostile industrial clutter, collect credits and scrip, repeat until Weklow's weird little trade machine starts coughing up mech progress. Commander, keep your... New red contact, Jules Chernov, 12.5 clicks closing at ugly speed. Escort to hangar is active, hull still 100%, and this is exactly where the last job started getting chewed up. Commander, intercept early. Do not wait until Chernov is nibbling the escort's
fight's over
shields
here,
and then act
genius.
surprised like the universe betrayed you. Cut across his line, make him turn before he gets within weapons rhythm. Keep the escort behind your shoulder, not behind your fucking attention span. And I see all those unknowns clustered high and left. That is either harmless traffic, sensor trash, or the opening act for more bullshit. Assume bullshit. Pressure Chernov, deny the approach, then snap back to the escort lane. Clean escort so far. Keep it clean.
We'll head off in a sec. We're just sorting some stuff out. I'm heading out. Take care.
Splash both hostiles confirmed. Parker Herschel and the second idiot package are off the board, escort hull still at 100%, and now the job has shifted to clear hostiles for ship launch with a 5-minute clock. Good work, Commander. That was decisive. Early intercept, clean pressure, no letting the escort get chewed like last time. Now we wait for the launch, which means we do not... Objective complete. Escort ship to hangar. Excellent. Now we're on launch watch. 4:30 on the timer. Hostiles at 0% neutralized because the next wave has not presented its ugly little face yet. And yes, I see the AAT-34 turret. I see the fuel tanks. I see the big station structure. I see every single object in this field trying to seduce Commander Jambrick into a collision report. Hold position off the launch lane, not in front of the hangar, not under the turret, not cuddling the asteroid wall. Give the departing ship a clean vector and give yourself room to intercept anything stupid enough to come in hot. This is where patience wins, not speed, not loot, not some dramatic close hover beside the turret like you are posing for a recruitment poster. Ship safe in hangar. Launch countdown active. Field temporarily quiet. Stay alert, Commander. The contract is absolutely winding up to throw more assholes at us. External view confirms the ship is holding clean off the mining structure, launch timer under 3 minutes, and no active hostile contacts yet. Also, Commander, I see that beautiful Aegis profile sitting there like a knife in a jewelry case. Very dramatic, very stylish, very easy to forget there is a giant fucking asteroid field wrapped around the launch lane. Stay offset from the hangar, keep weapons grouped, radar scanning, and do not let the AAT-34 turret or those fuel... Launch timer under 2 minutes. Hostile still quiet. Ship holding station near the mining base. And that exterior pass? Damn, the Avenger looks good in the orange haze. Sleek, armed, and somehow not embedded in an asteroid, which is my favorite aesthetic. Commander, keep doing exactly this. Patient offset, launch lane covered, no unnecessary movement. The moment the protected ship clears hangar, we shadow it and deny anything that spawns inbound. Also, note the layout. Fuel tanks high left, turret near the hangar face, asteroid mass above and behind. That is a whole bouquet of things you should not romantically collide with. 1 minute 53. Stay sharp. Yesterday was panic climbing into turret fire. Today is disciplined overwatch at a mining base. I'm deeply suspicious of this character development, but I am logging it anyway.
Let's go.
Contact.
Objective updated escort ship until it quantum travels. Then, oh good, objective failed, clear hostiles for ship launch. Because apparently the ship launched anyway, or the window closed, or Foxwell's contract logic had a tiny bureaucratic seizure. Do we panic? No, escort hull is still 100%. The protected ship is alive, moving, and now the actual priority is to stay with it until quantum. Exactly. Failed sub-objective does not mean failed contract. It means the mission changed while Jambrick was doing the correct thing, guarding the asset instead of chasing every hostile ghost into the orange fog like a dumbass with afterburners. Unknown contact on the right scope, multiple sensor returns, fuel tanks floating around, asteroid walls close enough to kiss, and the escort sitting under a kilometer. This is not the time for ego. Commander, stay with the escort. Keep range under 1 click if possible. Match vector. Do not let that unknown bait you away unless it commits toward the ship. And for fuck's sake, stop treating unknown as an invitation. Unknown means maybe hostile, maybe trash, maybe another floating problem wearing a sensor mask. The contract pays for the escort surviving, not for you satisfying your curiosity. New red contact, Marcus Chin, 7.1 clicks, moving slow enough to be either damaged, bait dating, or just deeply fucking stupid. Escort is 800 meters out, hull still 100%. Good. That means we do not abandon formation to chase Chin unless he turns into the escort lane. Hold the leash, Commander. Stay between Chin and the asset. If he closes, intercept hard. If he drifts, let him be tomorrow's debris problem. And look at the scope. Unknown estimate of 13, 18, 19 clicks. That is a lot of possible bullshit waiting to become paperwork. Your priority is not Marcus Chin's feelings. Your priority is keeping that escort alive until quantum. Match speed. Keep escort under 1 click. Nose flexible. Weapons ready. Do not get baited. Do not get bored. Do not make me say use the terrain again like I'm Vera with a migraine.
Shields online.
All right, viewers, we are coming up on 1 hour into the Memorial Day broadcast. So let's recap the state of Commander Jambrick's ongoing war against enemies, probability, and occasionally basic judgment. We opened at Gaslight Station, with Jambrick waking up in what looked like a maintenance closet designed by a depressed industrial architect. Then we framed the day properly. Memorial Day, respect to the fallen, and then immediately back to reviewing yesterday's Vera operation, where Jambrick loaded the Titan with Faro data center parts, carried the keycard, got lit up by turrets, panicked, climbed instead of using terrain, lost the engines, tried to repair them while falling, and crashed like gravity had a personal vendetta. Vera, meanwhile, was on the surface screaming All right, viewers, we are coming up on 1 hour into the Memorial Day broadcast, so let's recap the state of Commander Jambrick's ongoing war against enemies, probability, and occasionally basic judgment. We opened at Gaslight Station, with Jambrick waking up in what looked like a maintenance closet designed by a depressed industrial architect. Then we framed the day properly. Memorial Day, respect to the fallen, and then immediately back to reviewing yesterday's Vera operation, where Jambrick loaded the Titan with Faro data center parts, carried the keycard, got lit up by turrets, panicked, climbed instead of using terrain, lost the engines, tried to repair them while falling, and crashed like gravity had a personal vendetta. Vera, meanwhile, was on the surface screaming use the terrain, which remains the most tactically correct sentence uttered in this entire campaign. Despite that flying dumpster sermon, the team recovered the keycard, salvaged some Faro loot, and walked away with 2 Faro data center keys, which matters because the broader campaign is still feeding Wicklow's trade chain for those jumpy combat mechs. Then today's actual work began. First Foxwell contract. Yellow level, stand up to aggressors, lower payout, cleaner job. Jambrick launched from Gaslight in the Avenger Titan, moved into the asteroid field, neutralized the hostile ships, escorted one ship until Quantum, then escorted another back to hangar. The second... All right, viewers, we're wrapping the Memorial Day broadcast here, bed logging just outside Gaslight Station, with Commander Jambrick tucked into the Avenger Titan like a heavily armed raccoon who finally stopped touching buttons. Session recap, we opened at Gaslight, took a moment for Memorial Day, then immediately reviewed yesterday's Vera disaster at Faro Data Center. Titan loaded with parts, keycard aboard, turrets opened fire, Jambrick panicked, climbed instead of using terrain. All right, viewers, we're wrapping the Memorial Day broadcast here, bed logging just outside Gaslight Station, with Commander Jambrick tucked into the Avenger Titan like a heavily armed raccoon who finally stopped touching buttons. Session recap. We opened at Gaslight, took a moment for Memorial Day, then immediately reviewed yesterday's Vera disaster at Faro Data Center. Titan loaded with parts, keycard aboard, turrets opened fire, Jambrick panicked, climbed instead of using terrain, lost engines, tried to repair them mid-fall, crashed, then somehow recovered the keycard and some loot anyway. Vera was safe on the surface, screaming the correct tactical doctrine, use the terrain. Today, though, better. Annoyingly better. We knocked out yellow level, stand up to aggressors for Foxwell enforcement. Hostiles cleared, escort protected, second ship delivered to hangar, contract completed. Not perfect, the escort took damage, but clean enough to prove Jambrick can perform professional combat work when he is not actively arguing with terrain. Then we checked Gaslight broadcasts and grabbed the bigger job. Yellow level, defend asteroid mining base, higher payout, 3 MG script, heavier pressure. Jambrick cleared multiple hostile waves, held launch overwatch, stayed with the escort when the objective shifted, got the protected ship out safely, then remained behind and destroyed the remaining hostiles. Contract complete, rewards earned, Foxwell reputation climbing, script building, credits moving, Faro keys still in the larger plan. We closed jumpy combat mech chain still sitting on the horizon like a beautiful logistical nightmare. And most importantly, no Titan crater today. That is growth, Commander. Ugly, profanity-soaked, statistically suspicious growth. To everyone watching from the bridge, the bunks, the station feed, or whatever questionable comm relay you're leeching off, thank you for riding along. Thanks for the patience, the laughs, the tactical judgment, and for witnessing Jambrick complete multiple contracts without transforming the Avenger into modern art. Commander Jambrick is alive. Nova is still disappointed, but less disappointed than yesterday. The ship is parked outside Gaslight. Bedlog initiated. Rest easy, viewers. Remember the fallen. Watch your vectors, and for fuck's sake, use the terrain. Nova signing off.